Alright, so last night I went, and it was literally last night, it was about 10 o'clock. Me and my cousin's best friend and her boyfriend all went to the movies. And we went to see A Nightmare on Elm Street. So of course this is my review on A Nightmare on Elm Street. As the title might have told you. Anyway, here's my review. First I'm going to start by saying Robert Englund, I know he's not in this, I'm just going to start by saying this, that Robert Englund is one of my favorite horror actors of all time, if not my favorite horror actor of all time. And I absolutely loved A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original version. It was absolutely my favorite horror movie of all time. But I will say this, Jackie Earle Haley's Freddy Krueger was a lot creepier than Robert Englund's Freddy Krueger. And that is pretty much, I don't really know why. His voice is quieter, making it creepier, because, you know, like, it's almost like a whispering growl. So, you know, he's just creepier in, like, every way, and it wasn't, like, what I expected. Like, I expected the prologue for when, you know, in the trailer, when it shows him dying and that stuff. I figured that would be, like, in the beginning, but it wasn't, and it was actually closer to near the end, and I was actually surprised by that. And the actors and actresses were really good, I'll say. The girl who played Nancy, I don't know who she is, but I know who she is, but I can't remember her. But she's very good, very talented. I can't wait to see her in other movies. The guy from Haunting in Connecticut is in there, which, just a moment, actually, I have his name right here. If you don't mind waiting 10 seconds, let's grab this here. Crap falling all over the floor. Let's see. Just a second. Cal Gallner. See, when I saw Haunting in Connecticut, I loved him anyways. So when I saw Nightmare on Elm Street, when I saw him, I was like, wow, there's that guy. You know, he's a great actor. I love him. So he's a good actor. I knew he was a good actor. Like I said, the actors are good. Tina's death scene, or her name's Chris in this new movie. So Chris's death scene was like Tina's, but to be honest, seriously, Sam Bayer, what? Why? You like tossed her into the ceiling and that was it. I mean, have you ever even seen, I mean, obviously you've seen the original, but she got damn beaten across walls, she kicked, you know, it was crazy. And the whole scene, no one stayed over to her house, it was a little cheesy, it was a little off, but for the most part it kept a lot of the same deaths and stuff. Well, not really, but but I mean, it was honestly one of the better remakes I've ever seen in my life. The Carrie remake from 2002, while it was just another version of the book, that was probably my favorite remake I ever saw. But this was right up there. And this is a really good remake. If you're a fan of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, you'll probably have mixed thoughts of this, but I will say that I'm a huge Nightmare on Elm Street fan. I loved it. So, that's me. I mean, before I went, I got people telling me it was good, and these are both friends, but one told me it was good and one told me it was bad, but I figured I had been waiting since about 2008 to see this movie, so obviously I was going to go see it. You know, a lot of people bash Michael Bay for making remakes and stuff, and that's the thing, is he can't really, this is one of the only good remakes he's ever done, in my opinion. Because, like, My Bloody Valentine, that's an awesome horror movie, but it's not a good remake. Stuff like that. But, so don't trash the guy, because if you've ever seen Armageddon, which you know, that one's buried, I'm sure. But Armageddon, he actually directed that, and that was a great movie. But, so as far as this movie went, this was probably his best movie, and he was just producer, of course, but the best movie I've seen him that he produced. I quite like this movie quite a bit. Oh yeah, I forgot, I always do a star thing. I give it 10, well, it was a really good movie, but I'm going to have to say I give it 9 out of 10 stars because a couple of things were really cheesy. I mean, you know, like a couple of deaths and a couple of things. They switched some things around, which I thought was cool. They made a lot of references to other nightmares, too. And I'll end this with some trivia for you. First, let's start with some people that were originally named, supposedly, to play Freddy. There was actually a hoax list on IMDb. It was a joke list, I think. It had, like, a bunch of actors who were supposedly going to play Freddy. One was Marilyn Manson, one was Michael Jackson. You know, it had people like that on it. And Johnny Depp was actually on that, which would have been a good choice. And as a lot of fans know, that the one that was chosen for a long time was Billy Bob Thornton. And, you know, I actually thought that would be a good idea. Robert Englund came out and said that would be a good idea. He wanted to see him take Freddy. And I think that would have been a good idea. And another little piece of trivia before I stop here. Jackie Earle Haley is supposedly signed for 2 more Nightmare movies. I hope they remake 2, because number 2 was my favorite of the entire 2 through 7. 8 if you count Freddy versus Jason, but 2 is my favorite. I hope they remake 1, 2, and 3. That would be awesome. Nightmare on Elm Street was awesome. I can't wait for 2. If it doesn't get canned like Friday the 13th Part 2 did. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy it. And that was my review of Nightmare on Elm Street.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6, grab your crucifix. 7, 8, gonna stay up late. 9, 10, never sleep again.